Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the 2020 House prediction map after the Democrats are basically coming out saying they're going to vote to impeach Trump. Basically all House Democrats are saying they're going to be voting to impeach the president. So without further ado, we're going to have to take a cold hard look at this map and go through house race by house race in every state in the swing districts and seeing how they're going to be able to flip. So without further ado, I think we should get right into it here on 270towin.com in the House prediction map. Here are all the competitive races. By the way, first flip, O'Halloran, big Hispanic community, big Native American community, especially if it's Warren. This is probably going to be a district that'll flip. I think a lot of Mormons staying home that are going to come back in Arizona are going to move that margin up from 1.1 to higher in that district. And when it's all said and done, I think the minorities shifting a little bit over to the Republicans, even if it's 1 to 2%, play a very big role. And Arizona's first district is going to flip back if they vote to impeach the president in a district that he won like this. So yes, this district will be a flip back in my opinion, despite it being likely blue previously at the moment. Democrats are screwing themselves over by doing this. So that's basically what it is here. And now what we can see as we move down a lot of these California seats, Devin Nunes is probably going to be safe, as well as Duncan Hunter. I think he'll be safe now too. Trump won that district by 15. The House candidates are going to be strongly voting for Republican House candidates. Same thing with Colorado's 3rd district, Scott Tipton. He'll probably more than likely win his seat there. Not really too concerned about the leans or anything. You can bet Lucy McBath's seat is going to flip back as Republican turnout is going to skyrocket, as well as Rob Woodall. That district, even though it was so slim and Trump could lose ground in the district, I think the Republicans are going to hold the district. All the Iowa seats where Trump did extremely well, Steve King will get primaried and ousted in his district. So Trump is going to basically pick up 3 House districts here because Democrats voting to impeach as well as retiring. Now as we move down, Illinois 14, I think this will flip back. Lauren Underwood will be unseated in a pro-Trump district if she's going to be pushing for impeachment. I don't know about this district because the Democrats made so many gains there in the House, a 23.5% lead over just a less than 1% win for Donald Trump. So I think that one is still going to stay with the Democrat as we move forward. Sharice Davids probably holds her seat by a narrow margin just because the changing demographics, people moving from other places to Johnson County, Kansas, and the surrounding area, so that one will stay. Jared Golden's seat will flip as well, especially Justin Amash. I feel like if he votes for impeachment, even if he does, Democrats will run a candidate, but he's going to take more votes away from them. So I think that a Republican is going to replace him, probably the son of the founder of the Meyer grocery chain or whatever, the grandson or whatever he's running. You can bet your ass Alyssa Slotkin will be ousted here in my district, as well as Haley Stevens, the Asian illegal immigrant that's running on the Republican ticket, is going to be able to beat her handily in a district that voted for Trump by 5 points. Again, midterms didn't do so well for Republicans in the state, but it is what it is. I think in Maine's 2nd district, Angela Craig, probably since Trump is going to campaign hard in Minnesota, I think he's going to flip this seat. Colin Peterson's seat, I think, will be flipped as well. It was almost flipped in the midterms, but it wasn't fully flipped. Dave Hughes runs again. Peterson is kind of moderate. But if Peterson votes for impeachment, especially, this is kind of what it ranges on, but I still think it's almost a guaranteed flip anyways. It's going to be very close, but I think the Republicans have got it under control if they put their emphasis in Minnesota. So New Hampshire, Trump was very popular in New Hampshire. I think Eddie Edwards running again in New Hampshire's 1st district could flip the seat back into the red column. And especially all these New Jersey seats that voted for Trump are definitely going to flip back. Here and here. I think that just because of the swing on the 5th district, I think it's going to stay just narrowly for the incumbent in New Jersey's 5th district, but these 2 seats in New Jersey are going to flip back for sure. As for New Mexico's 2nd, that is a sure flip. Nevada's 3rd, it's very tight. I think that one could stay with the Democrat. Potentially it could flip Republican. I think if Danny Tarkanian runs, which I believe he will, he can finally flip that seat back where it should be and flip it back Republican. So that's good news there for the Republican Party. Joey Salad's gonna take on Max Rose and beat him in New York 11. Thanks, Joey, for commenting on the video, by the way. I think that this will be a seat that's going to flip Republican, and Joey Salad's has the Trump sort of interesting factor where he's made himself such a unique candidate that he'll become immune to whatever garbage scandal they throw at him, just like Trump. So that's going to flip New York 11, New York 19, New York 22nd, and I think New York 18 is going to flip back. These are all Trump districts, and if they're voting for impeachment, they're shooting themselves in the foot here. Now, New York 24, I'm shocked that that's a Clinton seat that the Republican won by 7. That's a little unusual there, but that's beside the point. Kendra Horn is going to lose her seat, especially if she pushes impeachment. Fitzpatrick won in the midterm. I think he will hold his seat in the general here. And Matthew Cartwright, that seat is now going to flip back because he's probably going to vote for impeachment, went for Trump and the Dem by 9. Trump is going to reign supreme. Perry is going to hold his seat as well. Connor Lamb probably does hold his seat because I don't think he'll vote for impeachment. I could be wrong on that. It really depends. He's a relatively, I guess you would say, moderate to conservative Democrat. But Joe Cunningham, he's toast. If Republicans run a real candidate in that district, they're going to flip it back for sure. And Trump basically won the House by their garbage impeachment inquiry. Texas 22, that's going to flip to the Republican Party. As for Texas 24th, that will too. Hurd probably does hold his seat. Or wait, not Hurd, but the Democrat will probably hold Hurd's seat. But we're not entirely sure yet. I think Colin Allred's seat's going to flip back anyways just because... and there are all these people fear-mongering, oh, Texas is going blue, it's going blue, it's the new California. It's not the new California. It's a very different scenario. There's many reasons of the recent changes, and Trump is not the best candidate for Texas, but Republicans are going to run a good candidate in Texas 32, and if Republicans put just a little, I mean, they're spending millions of dollars to register new voters there, that's going to help the Republicans, and I'll do some videos on that. We have some idiots that are out here talking about Texas turning blue and why it's turning blue, and we're gonna refute them in upcoming videos, so keep watch for that. Ben McAdams is definitely going to lose his seat. Trump won it by 7. If it wasn't for the Mormons going third party, Trump probably would have won the seat by 10 to 15 points. But Ben McAdams running against an unpopular never-Trumper incumbent. A lot of Republicans in the midterms didn't show up to vote if they were pro-Trump because Mitt Romney and these never-Trumpers were on the ballot there, so they really had nothing to come out for. Virginia seats are going to flip back. Elaine, she's going to lose her seat. Abigail Spanberger is definitely going to lose her seat in Virginia's 7th district. She's probably going to lose it by a decent margin. As for some of these other seats here that voted for Trump, Ron Kind will probably hold his seat. He's just been there for so long in Wisconsin, kind of a state that splits tickets when it comes to things like the House, and he just won it by a significant margin. It's going to be very close. I think Republicans are going to finally put up a good candidate that can go up against him, but I don't think it's necessarily going to go for the Democrat, and we'll be watching Wisconsin 7th. See if the margin probably will if Trump outperforms 22 points in Wisconsin 7, it's very good news for him moving forward, and potentially it could say a good sign for Republicans in the state of Wisconsin in the future. So now with the impeachment garbage out of the way, and we can look at the map now, Donald Trump gets 226 seats in the House. The Democrats, thank you guys for shooting yourselves in the foot with your garbage impeachment inquiry, because this right now is probably what's going to happen. We'll have to see. I could be wrong. I could be off by a few seats. I'm trying to underestimate Republicans here. Get out and vote. Don't look at the red map and get complacent. You got to get out there and you got to vote. And we got to bring this home for Republicans in 2020. So thanks everyone for watching the video. Please like this video, please comment down below, and please hit that big red subscribe button if you're new, and click the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Thanks everybody for watching. Red Eagle, out.